speaking of addictions. So, this guy, famed something. I don't know.
It's like, oh, Abel's your guy, eh, God? How about if I take him out in the field and beat him to death? How do you feel about that?
So Jordan Peterson is on a... Now, a lot of people say I shouldn't make fun of his addiction, but I'm gonna. So I think he's on another bender. Once again, Jordan Peterson has been a little bit on a cry tour. He's been going like on several different shows and crying. The clip I just played was one example. He's been like, I think I've seen like 5 or 6 clips of him in like the last 2 months just going on shows and crying like red. He's getting red. He's crying all over the place. He's going on a cry tour because he's a baby. And so he was trending yesterday for posting cringe. And so I want to read this because it's hilarious. And it's also, I must say, I really do have to say that this is indicative of something that needs to be discussed.
That isn't what it meant.
Well, what did it mean then? Explain.
It meant that it's indicative of low resolution thinking.
So anyway, quote, "It's okay to be a man. It's not okay. It's necessary." You look around cities and see all these buildings go up. These men, they're doing impossible things. They're working on the sewers. They're up to the power lines in storms in the rain. They work themselves to death, often literally. The gratitude for that is sorely lacking, especially among the people who should be the most grateful. The social justice bent, who are among the most protected and privileged people in the world has ever produced. They take everything they have for granted, failing to understand that there's a massive infrastructure of unbelievably hardworking, solidly laboring, working class men breaking themselves in half regularly, making sure that everything that always breaks works. A little gratitude for that is in order. So Jordan Peterson, currently, I believe, on a bender. I don't know what the fuck. Like, what is... Okay, so the point is like, okay, the quote, "It's okay to be a man." Right? So, I don't know. I'm going to try to pretend like I know what this is talking about. So bear with me. Maxie! Max! My dog, has nightmares, so sometimes he cries in his sleep. So, some people do the ironic, like, I hate men thing. Some people do hate men. That's weird. Personally, I think men are pretty cool. Right? I mean, hey, I'm just saying, right? So, anyway. So, a response to the typically ironic, like, I would say 99, maybe 98% of the time, when cops kill someone, they don't get charged. But also, when people say, I hate men, they're saying that as a joke. Right? You know, it's kind of like the reverse of the incel I hate women thing, right? It's a joke usually. So, but some people don't think, they think the joke is a little weird, you know. Is it okay? It's like kind of like the I hate white people thing. Is it okay to say that? I mean, you know, whatever. So some people say it's okay to be a man, as like, you know, sure, maybe you're joking, but also maybe we shouldn't joke about that stuff. Okay. So, Jordan Peterson says, no. Not only is it okay to be a man, but it's necessary! Like, first of all, the idea that men are the only people managing construction or sewer lines. What? Like, there's no women in construction? There's no women that do sewage management? There's no women that do garbage collection. There's no women that are architects. There's no, like, am I grateful for people that do construction, sewage management, garbage? Absolutely. Absolutely I am. Which is why I advocate for them to get higher wages. So, but it's not something that only men do. This idea that only men are the builders and maintainers of society is like some deeply like this guy is living in a fantasy land. It's some weird patriarchal, like Western, like religious, like garbage. Like this is like the Western culture was built by men and maintained by men, and men are the foundation of society. It's like, bro, what? Like, I'm grateful for all the men that do that stuff. Personally, I think it's okay and funny to make I hate men jokes. It depends on the delivery. It depends on, right? But I think, you know, I'm not against I hate men jokes in the same way. I'm not against people that say I hate white people. As a white person, fuck it. Right? But, like, again, this guy is like, what is he on? He's on a bender. He's on drugs. Now, I say that as a drug user. In fact, I'm on drugs right now. So I'm not, you know, no judgment to Jordan Peterson. From one drug addict to another, I'm saying this is not something a sober mind writes. Sober people aren't obsessed with the patriarchal lineage of Western ideology and culture. That's not what sober people do. Like, either this guy's on drugs or he's hopped up on religion. He's hopped up on God and Jesus. Or Abel or something. I don't know.
It's like, oh, Abel's your guy, eh, God? How about if I take him out in the field and beat him to death? How do you feel about that? All my sacrifices went unrewarded. Yeah, it's like, yeah, that's what it is at the bottom of the hell of things.
Oh my God. I will never get over that clip. I will never get over that clip. But also, this guy's like, anyone that, like, imagine, I'm gonna talk to you about a hypothetical loser. Imagine you're a loser, you're a virgin, nobody likes you, you're a mess, you're a wreck. But you have one good idea, the first good idea you've ever had in your life. And that is, I'm gonna get help. Okay, that's a great start. All right? That's amazing. Okay? And imagine you go to the self-help section of a goddamn bookstore, the first time you've ever stepped foot in a bookstore, by the way. And what's prominently displayed is Jordan Peterson's 12 rules for life. I feel so horrible for anyone that had the great idea to get help and they accidentally get sucked into this fucking garbage. This is why I personally want to style myself as a self-help person. I try to be helpful. I try to help people realize their own potential. But also, I'm not a crazy right-wing fucking, like, psychopath, like, religious nutbag. Right? In the same way that I think religion is cancer, right? Because it tells people a bunch of made-up things to, like, kind of pacify them. I think that using that kind of mindset for general self-help is also a problem. And so what Jordan Peterson does is he tries to help people, quote unquote, and maybe he does in some narrow sense. But what he does is he brings people into this pipeline of going right back into the incel shit. This is incel shit, what Jordan is posting. He's posting cringe. He's posting incel shit. Men are the foundation and backbone of society. Why don't anyone love me? Like, that's what this is. But by the way, I'm going to help you with 12 rules. I don't know, man. I think anyone falling for the Jordan Peterson grift, like, I feel bad for them. I genuinely do. Some people need help. I've been there. I've had my depressive spirals, my suicide attempts. I'm not going to channel all of my frustrations into women, into hating women, into defending the masculine identity. Why? Because I'm not a fucking creep loser. I'm not a weirdo. Unlike Jordan Peterson, who is, in fact, a weirdo. And, once again...
That isn't what it meant.
Well, what did it mean then? Explain.
It meant that it's indicative of low-resolution thinking.